Reality doesn't always meet our expectations. In the 1980s, that was true of many home versions of arcade games. Let's look at 3 games we wanted, what we got, what we now have that we wish we had in the 1980s. Hello and welcome back. The Mattel Intellivision was a... Wait a second. What's this over here? As fine as a machine as this is, let's let somebody else cover it on their channel. Great. Now where was I? With over 7,000 published games that can be run on the Commodore 128, we can say that it was built for fun. In the 1980s, to get the premium experience of video games, you had to go to an arcade with a pocket full of quarters. Excellent. Sure, going to the arcade was inconvenient, but we loved playing these games and would spend as many quarters as was necessary to obtain the bragging rights of having our initials displayed in the top scoring players list. Once our name was there, we went home proud knowing that our initials were permanently etched on those scoring lists until other players better than us bumped our name off the list, the game was reset, or the power went out. We loved those games, and those in the video game industry knew it. They found other ways to get their hands on our well-earned allowances and paper route money by promising the arcade experience right in our own homes. No longer did we need a pocket full of quarters, nor did we even have to get out of our jammies on Saturday mornings. Now we could enjoy those same great arcade games in our parents' living room as long as nobody needed the TV for other things, such as watching cartoons. Did the promises of the video game industry to bring those premium arcade games into our homes live up to the hype? Let's look at 3 popular arcade games that were available in the 1980s, and let's see what home versions were provided for our home systems. Then, let's determine if they lived up to the promise of having the arcade experience in our homes. Next, we'll try some relatively new releases of those same games to see if these finally deliver the arcade version experience. Time to get to the fun part. Do you think that you can guess our first game? Well, here's a hint. This vector game got its inspiration from the 1962 mainframe game Space War and from the very first arcade game, Computer Space, in 1971. Released in 1979, it was Atari's answer to Space Invaders, and to this day is Atari's best-selling arcade game of all time. Pause the video now if you need more time to guess. Otherwise, let's press forward as I present Built for Fun number 1, Expectation versus Reality. Here's where we will examine what we wanted, what we did get, what we now have that we wish we had all those years ago. The first game we're going to examine is Asteroids. Let's go to the arcade version to examine what our expectations were. If you have never If you have never played Asteroids before, consider this scenario. I'm trapped in a portion of space from which I cannot escape. Other spaceships seem to have the technology to come and go as they please. The whole time that they're in my space, they're firing at me. My life is in extreme peril as rocks are hurling at me from all directions. This may seem nerve-wracking, but it's fun. That's what Asteroids is about. Now picture yourself for a moment in an arcade back in the 1980s, and you look and you find Asteroids in this cabinet. We move in and we see something like this on the opening screen. We put in our quarter, push the start button, and away we go. So we start off in the middle here, and as mentioned before, rocks are hurling at me from all directions. Both I and the rocks are in this portion of space that just keeps looping. I don't know about you, if you played Asteroids before, if you prefer to stay in the middle or you like to move around. Of course, this UFO can just come and oh! Ha! Well, that was a little bit redeeming, I guess. He gets blown up too. 1980 is my score. Interesting. Alright, so a fresh set of rocks comes. I cleared off the first screen. And so, gotta move. Okay, gotcha. Oh! I'm not really going to play my best here. I'm making excuses for myself. I just want to get a feel of what the gold standard is, what we expected, what we see in the arcades. Okay. Oh. Well, that's it. So now we have a feel for the arcade experience here. I'm just going to do the obligatory put my initials in. It's not really my initials, but I thought I would say goodbye to the arcade version in this way. So hey, I got the top score. Now, when the video game industry began porting Asteroids to our home systems, this was our expectation of what we would get. But now it's time to face the reality and see what we actually got. Let's take a look at Asteroids by EGW for the Commodore 64, and let's see if it lives up to our expectations of what Asteroids should be. Before I get started, I'm checking out my controls. After all, my lives are at stake. Safety first. Now, when I was a kid, I just borrowed the controllers off of my ColecoVision. But here I have Atari-style controllers that were readily available in the 1980s. So I'll just walk through all the 4 major directions, up, down, left, and right. Well, this all checks out. Now the button, perfect. Now we're ready to load Asteroids by EGW. Put in the floppy disk and tell the Commodore 128 to load it into memory. Shift return, up cursor, and shift run stop. So that'll ensure that it loads and automatically runs if you need to put a run command. Isn't that a beautiful load up screen? Beautiful. Good work, EGW. So now, let's just start. I do not want unlimited lives. All these settings look good. Ready to go. I like moving around. I think it makes it a little more interesting game. Instead of staying in the center, oh! Again, the same premise. As you see, instead of it being a 4-3 layout, it's kind of a 3-4 layout. So it's more tall than it is wide. So not as much screen east and west, but north and south there's a little bit more real estate. I actually feel a little cramped after playing the arcade version, watching this. Okay. As you can see, there's already another top score on there. This is actually take 2. Killed again by a UFO. They're like kryptonite to me. Not that I'm Superman. There we go. So in the home version here, there really is no pause. There's no time to get a breather between screens. Whoa. That was close. Oh, there's a UFO. Gotta get it, gotta get it. Whoa. Okay, in the clear. So yeah, between screens, there's no pause time like you get in the arcade version. Give you a little bit of time to breathe a little bit before the next set of rocks comes flying at you. You know what? This is not bad. Oh, this is very playable. Whoa. Ah. My last man, perhaps? I wish there was a readout telling me how many men I had left. There we go. I've already done better than the arcade version. Cleared off 2 screens instead of the 1. Okay. Whoa! I'm gonna sneak through here. Hyperspace. I always never know where hyperspace is going to take me. I usually die when I use it, but that time I got... Oh, I got the UFO this time. Great. Yeah, you just never know where hyperspace is going to take you. Oh, I'm gonna clear off the last screen. No. Oh, almost missed. 3rd screen. Whoa. Just dodged. Oh, he got me. Well, that actually wasn't too bad. I kind of enjoyed this. It was very playable. Good job, EGW. Yes, I would have totally been happy with this version of Asteroids. However, there's something coming up I would have been completely blown away by that we now have. It's the Asteroids emulator by Norbert Kerrer. Let's check this version out. Now, first of all, let's start by popping out the EGW version and put in my tape containing the Asteroids emulator. Now, I like to take some of my games off of my valuable floppy disks and put them onto tapes because there's only a finite number of floppies, and I've got a boatload of cassette tapes. Now, there's a reason why I'm showing you part of this boot process. Look carefully as I get into the game. Watch how the screen pops up and I push the button, the timing of it. We'll talk about that later. But for now, let's enjoy Asteroids on the Commodore 64 or the 128 and C64 mode. So this is really Asteroids, as you would see from the arcade. So as I said before, I like to move around a bit. Oh, wow. That was close. So you see, the 128 handles Asteroids pretty nicely. It's quite smooth at this point, even though there are many objects on the screen. Okay, UFO, piece of cake. Now the UFOs that I always struggle with are the small ones. They always seem to get me. Come on. Chase after him. Now they say that there is kind of a hack or a trick with the UFOs in the original Asteroids, and of course it will work on this version. Oh, yes! One more to go. So of course that hack or that trick with the UFOs also work. Oh no, a small one. Ah. Miss me, miss me. Whew. I got away with it that time. And it's something to do with being on one side of the scroll of the screen while the UFO is on the other side, and the UFO isn't able to go through to the other side, or its bullets can't. That's it. I've never really mastered that trick. Oh, go, go, go. Yeah, I like maneuvering around. As you can see, it's a little bit slower right now than the actual arcade version, but it's still playable. Very enjoyable. Oh, wow, that was close. Oh no, another small one. Come on, come on. Oh. Move, 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 move. Okay, get him. Oh, whew. He made it to the other side without getting me. 3 left. Oh, another one. Can't I have a bigger UFO? He's just determined to get me. Oh! Yeah, I try that spin maneuver, and sometimes I get away with it, as you've seen already. And I don't know, it seems that when I really concentrate on trying to hit these guys, I wind up getting killed every single time. Go, go, go. Well, except for this time. Yes. Another clear screen. All right. more rocks, or asteroids I should say. It's too bad they didn't make, Norbert didn't convert asteroids to like, oh! Okay, that's what I get for yapping too much and not paying attention to what I'm doing. All right, let's try again. Oh. Whew. Did you see that? I just squeaked through. Okay. See, lots of objects on the screen, and the 128 is handling it fairly nicely. Oh! Well, what do you think of that? That was a genuine port of Asteroids emulator. So I'll just, again, say goodbye to Asteroids. Put in my obligatory initials. Now, is it me or is Norbert just way too good, or I just suck at Asteroids that he has such a high score? I don't know. What is interesting, though, is that he released this emulator with the Commodore 128 in mind. He says in his own notes, he says that the Asteroids emulator checks if it's running on a Commodore 128 and then takes advantage of the 8502's 2 MHz mode to make the game run more smoothly when played on a Commodore 128. Now, isn't that interesting? So let's just for a moment, let's think of what it would be like if we compared the gameplay you've already seen to the game being played on an actual Commodore 64. And for this, we invite our special guest star, the Commodore 64. So let's load Asteroids into the Commodore 64. And let's just briefly have a run at the gameplay. I'm not going through an entire game, but just to demonstrate how much better it actually performs on a Commodore 128. So let's just skip ahead a bit. And when we see there's a few more objects on the screen, you see that it's now kind of struggling. We see that frames are being dropped, that it's really slowing down here, whereas the Commodore 128 is able to render these graphics a lot more smoothly. So it's interesting that Norbert released this with the 128 in mind. Now you might be wondering why I say that it's interesting that Norbert released this game with the Commodore 128 in mind. Let's just say that it's a little tricky getting it to actually run on a Commodore 128. Let me demonstrate what I mean. Now recall earlier how I said to pay attention to the timing of my pushing the button after the title screen comes up? Well, if you don't get it just right, the game just hangs. So you have to reload it from start again. You try again, and it might hang again. Try it again. It's very frustrating. I thought I had the timing right when I did this video, but I can't seem to demonstrate it. So another way to get my mind back into the correct timing is I toggle an option on, and then off again, and then that same time interval. See, this time it worked. Then it works. So watch when I toggle the toggle off and button, that little timing interval. Now you think that you get this just right, and then you try to load it again. You toggle it on and then off, and then it crashes again. Now, if you know the secret of getting it to work consistently on the 128, hit that comment button and let us know. Anyways, in the meantime, I wanted to know if I had the latest version. I then searched the internet. And again, this is the only version that I could find. So in the end, I decided, well, let's just take a chance and try to debug this myself. So I break out the old assembly language monitor, load it into memory, examine the code, make a change here and there, run it, and voila! No, back again. Make another few changes and check it out a second time, and what? Anyways, so I mull it over in my head again and again, and then I realize what the real issue is. I don't know how to program in 6502 instruction code, but I do know someone whom most of us would consider to be an expert. Let's give him a call.
Hi, it's Robin.
Hey, Robin. I've run into a problem I believe you might be interested in solving.
What is it, Coat?
Are you familiar with the Asteroids emulator by Norbert Kerr?
Yes, I remember when that was released. It seemed pretty interesting because it runs the actual arcade game code on the C64, so it should play perfectly. And it also has a Super CPU version that should run really smooth at 20 megahertz.
I have one more thing you might find interesting about the regular Commodore 64 version. Although Norbert wrote it with the Commodore 128 in mind, it's really hit and miss to get it actually to run on a Commodore 128 after the main menu shows up. Could I send you video footage of the issue?
Sure, send it over.
Coming right up.
Okay, I'm receiving it.
Great. I was wondering if you'd be willing to find out two things. First, why does it work okay on the Commodore 64, but crash sometimes on the Commodore 128? Second, when it does work on the Commodore 128, why does it play nicer on the 128 than it does on the Commodore 64?
Sounds good. I'll take a look at it and let you know what I figure out.
I have the utmost confidence in your abilities.
Thanks. Be back later.
Let's expedite this a little. Yeah, this will get done a lot faster now. But now that we're done with asteroids, let's press on to our second game. Are you ready to guess what it is? This game got its inspiration from a movie where a ship was captured using a large circular tractor beam. It was the sequel to Namco's first arcade hit, Galaxian, and went on to become one of the most successful arcade games, regarded as one of the greatest of all time. Pause the video now if you need a little more time to guess. If not, let's press on with expectation versus reality. This game is Galaga by Namco Midway. Let's see what our expectation was for this game by looking at the arcade version. In this scenario, I'm stationed in outer space, defending Earth from invaders from who knows where. They are bent on killing me, and, well, after that, I'm not really sure. I guess they claimed the victory over me. However, it's a very dangerous mission, yet at the same time, it's quite fun. Now picture yourself walking into an arcade in the 1980s and you come across this beautiful cabinet game. You walk up to it, you look at the screen, and it'll present something like this, explaining the points you get and how to play the game basically. Put in the quarter, get started. Now one thing that I thought was very interesting when I was a kid, when I first saw it, was the music, the color, the sound effects. It was just the whole package. It was awesome. Anyway, getting onto the gameplay. You want to shoot as many of these puppies as possible when they're swooping toward you. Whoa! Did you catch that? Talk about a narrow escape. Now these guys coming, you want to get caught in the... Yes, you want to get caught in this tractor beam. And when you are skillful at shooting the master guys, I guess they're called the Master Galaxian, the Master Galaga, then you have a chance of having double your firepower. Now if I could just get it, yes! Get these ones. All right, cleared the screen off. So now I have double the firepower. Now it gets a little bit easier to destroy these guys on initial fire up. They come, they're getting set up. Okay, I gotta be, you gotta be careful because when you have two players side by side, or two ships, you're double wide, and a lot of times I fail to account for that. Whoa! That was so close. Whoa! You gotta be careful about let's see if I can get double up again. Okay, now it's gonna be a little bit tougher for me to shoot my guy back because those guys, as I said before, take two shots to release your ship. And I gotta get it twice without hitting my own ship. Come on. Okay, and one more shot and I can get it back. I always like to wait, until he's going diagonally in front of me. So hopefully my bullet will only hit that. Whoa! Come on. Yes! And again, at the end of the screen. Okay, you always want to have double when you go to the challenge stages. See how much easier it is to get them all when you have two? Let's see if I can get all 40 of them. Awesome. Uh-oh. Get it? Oh! Okay. Oh well. 37 out of 40 isn't bad. Hey! Bonus. Alright. Gotta buckle up here a bit. Come on, come on, come on. No! Whoa! Alright. Oh. Yeah, this is a little tougher getting them right off the start. Now, if I especially only had one ship that I was playing with, it'd be even harder. Oh! Again, I didn't account for it. Alright, so we have new attack patterns with these guys. Alright, let's see if I can double up again. Again, I'm going to have to be a little skillful at shooting my ship back because I'm going to have to give double shots to that guy. Alright. And come on. Oh, not quite yet. Alright. Nope. Okay. Yes! Boy, I'm just doing it at the end of screens all the time in this game. That's actually very rare for me. Go, go, go. Get it, get it, get it. I'm doing pretty good right now. Actually, I shouldn't say that. See? When I start to brag, the game, makes me eat a little bit of humble pie. 31,280. Not bad. So that was Galaxian. That is the gold standard in which we will measure the home version that was available in the 1980s for the Commodore 64 or 128. Putting in my obligatory initials again, we say goodbye to the arcade version. Well, that was our expectation and what we wanted. But what did we get? What was our reality? Galaga by H. Wenning. Wenning. Let's see how this version measures up to the arcade version. So we pop in the disc into the 128. We pop it in. That's it. Now, because this version only takes the color that you load it with, I'm going to change the color to something a little more interesting than the standard blue on blue. So, black on gray. Let's speed this up a little. Alright, so this is Galaga, one player, joystick. So as you can see right away, the graphics are Petsky graphics. Yet, as we play, this is definitely Galaga. So, let's see if we can get into this. I'm just leaving those behind, so hopefully that my fighter might be captured by the, Master Galaga? Alright, time to play. And so you see it's a little bit clunky, but it's Petsky characters. Oh, look out. Okay, just want to leave something for the Master Galaga to activate the tractor beam with. Yeah, not really quite as challenging as the arcade version, but it's still pretty fun. Okay, let's just knock these off. It doesn't look like the tractor beam's coming. No, definitely not. We just finish off the screen. Stage 2. Alright, go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Oh. Yeah, and the sound effects aren't quite what the arcades is either. Oh! Okay, stop talking. Well, I gotta keep talking, but just pay more attention. Look out. Those bullets are small, so you gotta watch for them. You know, As I'm playing this, I'm kind of regretting black on gray. Maybe white on black would have been better. Oh. All right, still have 2 fighters. Get them. Yes. Let's see how I do with the challenge and only 1 fighter. Oh, look at that. Not bad. 1 got away, though. Perfect. If you just find that one sweet spot, you can get them all. Oh, okay, so a couple more got away. 36 out of 40. Not bad for only having 1 fighter. All right, fresh screen. Let's bring him on. Not bad. Okay, get him, get him. Oh. Not sure I know what that sound is, but... Wow, that was quick. Okay, bring on the next stage. Here we go. Go, go, go. Oh, almost total annihilation of that group. Oop, that was close. Almost got zapped by that bullet. Bullet. Beam. Bomb. Probably bullet. Alright. There's the tractor beam. Time to double my chances. Double my firepower. Alright. If I can get it away from them anyways. Okay, 1 more shot. I'll get her back. Just looks like a giant arrow shooting at me. Voila! Alright, double the firepower, double the fun. Stage 6. I'm already ahead, further than the arcade version, as far as stages are concerned. There we go. Look at that. I'm just clearing the screen off as they're coming in. Oh, I already lost one. Oh, lost them both. All right, pay more attention. Only 1 fighter left. Get him, get him, get him. Actually, I do pretty good with only 1 fighter on this version. Oh, oh. Yes. Stage 7. Let's see how I do in the challenge. Go. I find this challenging with the arcade version as well. Okay. Now this group. There we go. Got a sweet spot for these ones. If I just wait in the sweet spot here. Yep. Uh-oh. Always miss ones with this. Formation. They knew it. Of course they knew it. They knew that would be too challenging for me. Yet, 36 out of 40 again. Not bad. All right. Stage 8. Get him. Oh. Well, that was Galaga. That's what we had in the 1980s. What do you think? Anyways, let's continue with expectation versus reality to the next step. What we now have, or what we wished we had back in the 1980s, Galaga by Arlisoft. Let's check this one out. Okay, let's give the 128 the command to load the Arlisoft Galaga. Now let's skip ahead. Nobody needs to wait through this. All right, this is the title screen. Wow, this is already looking good. We have the music. We've got good-looking graphics. We've got the stars coming toward us. And look at that, how the ships and everything look. Wow. Yes, we wish we had this in the 1980s, didn't we? Could you imagine inviting your friends from school over to play this? They wouldn't be in the arcades anymore. Anyways, onto the gameplay. Ooh. There is just one thing. You notice how the game is kind of stretched. I wonder if this wasn't made for the PAL system of video. Well, this is a good start. I'm already captured, and I can't even see my ship because it's so stretched out. But let's see if I can get it back. Oh. Come on. Yeah! This is the way to start a game. Yes! Stage 2. Oh yeah, I'm ready. Go, 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 go! Oh, I gotta remember. I'm double wide. Gotta keep that in mind. Go, go, go! Alright, wow. Look I've almost have his clear screen already. Watch out. Get him! Yes! Now we got the challenge. Yes. Maybe this time I'll get all 40. Go, 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 go. Yeah. So much for that. Every time I speak up when I'm doing good, I don't do so good. Go, go, go. Get it. Oh, got away. Well, you can't always get all of them. Well, some people can. I can't say that. Ooh. Out of all the versions of Galaga, this is my first one that I didn't do so good. Stage 4. I still have both fighters. Awesome. Well, I better be quiet about that. Oh, do you see how close that was? Oh, lost one. See? Once again, I spoke up and then I lose one of my fighters. Well, just got a free person. Free ship. Oh, easy come, easy go. Oh, and here's the tractor beam. I wonder if I still have a chance of getting my ship caught in the tractor beam after it's already tried. I guess it... Oh, not now. Oops. Stage 5. And I'm ready. Doesn't this look beautiful, guys? Like, seriously. They did a very good job on this. Go, go, go. Nice. I just got to remember not to shoot all of those, what do they call those? The Galaga Masters on top. Master Galagas. Coming toward me. Yes! Got me. Excellent. All right. Of course, I have to shoot him twice. He's not ready to just relinquish on one shot. Ah. Here we are. Sweet. Stage 6, and I'm ready for it with both my fighters. Clear it off, clear it off. Get him, get him, get him. Remember my width again. Oh, whoa. Almost lost it right there. There we go. Two more, two more. Oh. Oh. Well, that was my last double, I guess, for this game. Let's see how I do with one fighter. Of course I won't, because they've got these trickier formations. I'm not even sure it's possible to get them all with one on this stage. Get him, get him, get him. That was pretty close. If I just had myself positioned in the right spot, I probably would have had a better chance. Ooh, 23. Not so good again. I did better in the arcade version. Stage 8. And ready for another onslaught. Here we go. Whoa! At least I thought I was ready for another onslaught. Hey, this was pretty awesome. Except for the music being off. I wonder if it's a PAL thing. It was excellent. It even has the high scores list. I'll do my usual to say goodbye. Galaga by Arlosoft. Good job. I know that this video is getting a little long, but don't go away yet. We still have our third and final game. Ready for the clue? This game was a widespread critical and commercial success, spawning several sequels, merchandise, and 2 TV series, as well as a hit song by Buckner and Garcia. It remains one of the highest grossing and best-selling games, listed as one of the greatest of all time. Pause the video now if you need more time. That should have said one, not on of the greatest. Anyways, we're pressing forward with expectation versus reality. The game that we're looking at now is Pac-Man. Let's go to the arcade version to see what the gold standard is, what we really wanted in our homes. In this game, I'm a gluttonous eater of dots, being chased relentlessly from monsters with ghost costumes, trying to stop me from, well, I'm not sure, overeating, I guess? Anyways, they're bent on splitting me in half and killing me. However, I do have a strategy. Let's see how I do. Okay, once again, going back to our 1980s arcade, we go in and we see that beautiful Pac-Man cabinet right next to that beautiful Galaga cabinet. We walk in close, and we might see something like this. We see the characters, Shadow, Speedy, Bashful, and Pokey. Put in our quarter, and we're ready to go. Pac-Man. I wonder if it isn't the most ported game of all time. When I was young, I remember the Atari 2600 version. Alright. Certainly everyone must know the object of Pac-Man is to eat all the dots, get as high a score as possible. Oh, alright. Now, if I was in Pac-Land, I wonder what those blinky dots taste like. I wonder if it tastes like chicken, you know, like everything else that seems exotic. Alright, got all four. Oop. Gotta watch it. In Pac-Man, they turn on an instant. Oop. Little bit of cherry going on. Of course, not all ports of Pac-Man were created equal, as we will see. Come on. Oh yeah. Got all four again. Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. Could you name all of the Pac-Man sequels there were? I know there was Ms. Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man, Pac-Man Plus, or, yeah, Pac and Pal, Baby Pac-Man. Did you ever see Baby? Oh. Baby Pac-Man was a hybrid between a pinball game and a video game. So, I'm not sure that's even possible to be ported to home systems. Well, the video game part would certainly be. All right, that's my first screen down and ready for a new screen. I don't know about you, but I think everyone had some sort of pattern they eventually figured out on how... Maybe too much talking and not enough paying attention to what I'm doing here. But I don't have a pattern to eat a full board of dots. Only to a point when I start a screen of Pac-Man. Oh, yep. If I get all four of them in here. Yes. Nope, they're too split up. There's no way I'm going to get the last guy. Clyde, it would be. Oh, why did I hate it when I do that. Little bit of fruit to my diet. Wonder how many calories these little dots take up. Or how many they give you. Certainly not as much as the energy blinky dots. Okay. Super Pac-Man. Can't even think what the others are. Anyways, clean up this board. At least, when I do a Pac-Man, I at least want to get to the little in-between videos that they show. Oop. They split up. I might have a strategy, but they also have one. Alright, clearing the board. Yes! Let's sit back and watch the little video. I come back the size of Super Pac-Man. You know, the movie ends and you don't know really if Pac-Man got him or not. I don't know. Do you think that Pac-Man got the little ghost? That'd be Inky, wouldn't it? The red one. Yes. Little bit of Peach going on. Oop. Ooh, oh, that was a tricky move. Ah. They're a little bit faster than me. I gotta keep that in mind when I'm running away from them, not to get too close to them. Okay. They're on my tail. A little bit of Peach. Let's see if I can get all four. Oop. Can't even get to there. All right. So that was the arcade version of Pac-Man, the standard that we all desperately wanted in our homes back then. However, reality hit us, and let's check out what we actually did have available back then. Pac-Man by Atari Soft. Let's check out the C64 or 128 version. So this time I'm sparing you the whole process of loading this up before you. You know how to load a file by now. I'll tell you a little story here. Did you know that Robin on 8-bit Show and Tell actually fixed this game? There's a little bug on the title screen where the little icon that tells you the level wasn't in color, even though it was using the color bitmap mode of the C128 or C64. He actually fixed it. So when he took the asteroid, gotta watch what I'm doing at the same time. So when I asked him to take a look at asteroids, I knew that he knows what he's doing. And it wouldn't surprise me if I get a call from him pretty quick that he's found the solution to it already. Okay, back to the game. You know what? This doesn't look bad. In fact, if I had this version as a kid, I would have been happy with this. So anyways, yeah, check out 8-Bit Show and Tell. He's got all sorts of video games that he's found and he's worked on. The series where he was actually looking at Commodore 64 games that wouldn't work properly on the Commodore 128. And he fixed them. I think he fixed all of them that he found. Well, so far. I'm sure he might have one or two that's yet to be fixed, but anyways. Sorry about that. In the background, you're hearing noise from the neighbors, so... Oh, all right, let's get him. Actually, back in the day, this would have been one of the better Pac-Man ports. Maybe I should review one for the CPM mode. They actually had it wasn't a Pac-Man clone, but it was something similar. The same idea, it was called something else. I'm sure that was to avoid trouble with Midway, Bally, Namco back in the day. Anyways, it's not like, this version was pretty good. In fact, there was a similar version by Atari Soft. I'm not sure if it was for the 64 or maybe one of the Apple computers, but it was also featured on Knight Rider once. Michael was driving down the road and he was playing Pac-Man. It was very similar in appearance to this one. A 4:3 ratio version Pac-Man versus the 3:4 ratio that you saw in the arcade games, where it was, taller than it was wide. Hey, free Pac-Man. I apologize for how this appears, but sometimes it's a real challenge with the CRT, with a genuine 1902A, or any CRT monitor for that matter, and recording it with a high definition camera here. Now, I really like the clarity of some YouTubers, their cameras. Mine just isn't that clear. Okay, so I got a little bit of fruit in my diet, and it didn't really extend my life, did it? Immediately killed. Okay. Still lots of dots for me to eat up here. Yeah. If you got some time, if you want to see some really interesting 8-bit Commodore stuff, check out 8-bit Show and Tell. Robin is an absolute genius when it comes to getting to the nitty-gritty of things. And he gets into places where I wouldn't even have anywhere close to the patience of trying to troubleshoot. Anyways, so there we go. One down. I don't have a hope of getting the rest of these. Oh, the thing about Pac-Man is that there's these little places where you can really get trapped, and they'll get you in there. So the maze layout of the Atari Soft one, I would have been really happy with this as a kid. The maze layout is virtually the same as the one in the arcade. Now the graphics don't look as nice as they do on the arcade, but it plays similarly, but I found this to be a little bit slower than the arcade. But still, as a kid, I wouldn't have complained about this at all. I would have been delighted to have this. Oh, I hate it when I miss it. That kills me in all versions of Pac-Man. I think I'm at the right place, and I just didn't quite go enough. Anyways, fresh board going on here. And that looks like that's it for me. So this is the Atari Soft version for the Commodore 64/128. Thanks for sticking with me this far. We finally hit the concluding game of Built for Fun number 1, Expectation versus Reality. Now this is a game I wish we had in the 1980s, but we now have it and can enjoy it now. Pac-Man by Arlisoft. Let's check this version out. And again, I'm going to spare you the boredom of showing you that I'm loading it from disc or from tape. Anyways, Pac-Man by Arlisoft, check this out. This is like the actual maze from the arcade version. It even plays like it. I'm not sure if the patterns hold the same or not. I didn't look at this close enough. I guess I should have been paying attention. Check it out. The speed is great. It's the actual maze, and it scrolls. It scrolls in order to fit the 3-4 screen on the 4-3 screen. Genius. Oh. Check this out. How's that fancy footwork? It's almost like Pac-Man's a boxer. Ha! I love it when I time it just right. Cherry. There we go, because fruits are good for you, right? 2. I don't think I have a hope of getting the other 2. Nope. And again. The sound effects are kind of like, okay, the sound effects of Pac-Man gobbling the dots is kind of the sound effects like the Atari Soft version. When Pac-Man eats the ghosts, it's almost a cross between, if you listen, almost sounds like the Atari 2600 version crossed with something else, like a drippy faucet or something. Mind you, it could be like the same of the Arlisoft Galaga game, that the sound of the music was off. Who knows if they would have run into some sort of legal issues, or are they worried about running into legal issues if they used the actual sound effects from the Namco Bally Midway Pac-Man. Anyways, got killed there. Oh, and here. All right, I got to pay attention to this game a little bit more and try to... a lot more. My goal is the same as the arcade version. I want to get to the halftime show, the little video that they show between the second and third screens. And, oop, oh, that was so close. Okay, let's get this strawberry. Delicious. And wait for it now. And apologize again for the way the CRT is translating to the screen. Kind of looks like Pac-Man's mouth is hardly opening here. Oh, yes. Maybe I actually will get to the halftime screen. Oh, just missed him. Won't miss him this time. And get him. Yes. I was starting to wonder if I was going to get him. He was changing fast. Oh, yeah. If I can just manage to keep alive. All right. Let's check out the halftime show. Once again, Inky is after me. And I'm the size of Super Pac-Man, but it looks like someone took a chomp out of my jaw there. All right. Screen 3. Let's see how far I can get with this. Now that I've done the halftime show, I really don't care if I die here. The gameplay has been amply demonstrated here so far. But let's see if I can stay... Oh, trapped. I wish I could see how many Pac-Men were left in this. But this is the Arlisoft version. Anyway, did the video game industry live up to the hype of bringing the arcade experience home? No, but they did produce similar fun games and...
Hey, Cote.
Hi, Robin.
I did find the problem, and I fixed it, so that it will work consistently on the Commodore 128.
That's amazing. How did you do it?
The short answer is that it's not a Commodore 128 compatibility problem, but rather a bug in the C128 specific code in this game. It's also partly due to the differences between the 6502 CPU in the Asteroids Arcade and the 8502 in the Commodore 128. For the long answer, come on over to my channel, 8-Bit Show and Tell. I've made a full video about it.
That I can't wait to see. I'll be right over. Thanks for making a great game even better.
You're welcome, eh?
So, what can we conclude from this video? There were many great arcade games that we loved. The video game industry made home versions that didn't measure up but were still fun. Today, many people still love these games to the point that they made their own versions and made them so close to the arcade game, proving that the Commodore 128 was indeed built for fun. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please consider subscribing, giving us a like, leaving a comment, and turning on notifications for our next video. This is a special shout out to Robin of 8-Bit Show and Tell. Thank you for your participation in this video. It was a lot of fun and you were excellent to work with. If you haven't seen 8-Bit Show and Tell, please go there. He has lots of fascinating videos and lots of Commodore 128 content about things that perhaps you never even knew about. Check it out.